Alright, this is video journal 1 for the Bacchae. I will get started with question 1 with some things that I noticed about the play. The first thing that I noticed was how it came full circle. It started off with Pentheus' cousin being brutally killed by his loved ones, and it ended with Pentheus himself also being brutally and gruesomely killed by his loved ones. So I found that to be pretty interesting and revealing, actually, once you look back and realize that that was kind of foreshadowing to how it does come full circle. And something else that I found interesting was how, despite the overall greater plot going on, there was always a family dynamic between multiple characters portrayed throughout the play. So there's the relationship between Agave and her father, and Pentheus and his grandfather, and um, Pentheus and his mother. Everyone's family dynamic is affecting multiple things throughout the play. So I found that interesting how that was always intertwined throughout the plot. So moving on to question 2, what values were being represented? So one value that I found very obviously represented was the idea of selfishness. So Pentheus was a very selfish ruler. He was making decisions based on his well-being and his well-being only. He was not open to feedback or advice from others. He wasn't a very good listener. He was warned by many people to do certain things, and he just didn't do it. He just did what he wanted. So I think the consequences that he faced from Dionysus show that being such a selfish ruler won't get you anywhere. It will result in negative consequences. And then another value that I found expressed was the idea of the power of authority / the power of Greek gods and how much power they truly have over everyone else. So Dionysus is so powerful. We see so many times in the story that he can summon an earthquake, he can call upon many other forces of nature. He can really do anything he wants, and it can it's almost humbling to the commoner and everyone else to show that he really is this powerful and he has this much control. So that was a theme that carried out throughout the whole story. Question 3, something I circled while reading the play was this line that was a suitable name, it suggests misfortune. So obviously they were talking about Pentheus' name in this line. Dionysus was referring to his name. So I looked up what Pentheus actually means, and it means sorrow or misfortune. So I think that was major foreshadowing to what would happen later in the play. So I found that actually pretty interesting. Question 4, talking about the Maenads. The Maenads are depicted to be ruthless, especially when they are gruesomely killing the cattle and with no remorse. They're also viewed to be pretty inferior when they're like drinking on the hill and doing like making sexual decisions, and they just look inferior, like not very put together. They're not really portrayed in a positive light. Question 5, why is Elvis Presley on the cover? I think he might be on the cover because he's viewed as a king, super godly, and many women worship him, but at the end of the day, there's more to his story. And 2 questions that I had were, do you think Agave would act differently if she knew what she was doing? And why do you think Pentheus chose to disregard his grandfather's advice to obey Dionysus and rather follow his enemy? That's it. Thank you.